Comfortable rich people, unless you really care about cars, they're not driving a Rolls Royce. Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be seeing what it's like to be at every wealth level, all right? From homeless to the ultra rich. I've personally been homeless before, all right? It sucks. So we're going to see what it's like according to them, and I'll tell you if it's accurate or not.
Homeless? You wake up before dawn because the street gets loud as the city stirs. Your body is stiff from sleeping on concrete, a bench, or a shelter mat. You check your few belongings to make sure nothing went missing in the night. If you have a phone, it's old, cracked, and low on battery. Wi-Fi is a hunt. Charging is a hunt. Your first goal is a bathroom and water. You aim
Charging your phone isn't a hunt. I mean, at the time where I was homeless, I've been homeless on a couple of different occasions. The first time really was around when I was 12. Ended up being at a homeless shelter with my mom. Yada, yada, yada. But I've been at a homeless shelter. It actually sped up the process for us to get Section 8. My mom used it for about a year, and then she got off of it. But we used it as a stepping stone at the time. And the separate occasion afterwards was when she left Texas. We were doing fine for a little while, but then afterwards they left. I had really nowhere to go, so I was sleeping in my car. So not all homeless people are sleeping on park benches or shelters that have hard mats. The shelter that I was at, there was rooms. Sometimes some people had to share rooms with others, but it was mainly a shelter more centered towards single mothers. So I guess it was a more luxurious homeless shelter, but we had beds. We did have to be careful of people stealing stuff, of course. You know, not everybody there was, cream of the crop in terms of personality. But yeah, the times were tough. So, already we're going off to an iffy start. It's not really encompassing all the levels of homelessness, I guess.
for a fast food place, gas station, or public park, hoping staff will not turn you away. If there's a shelter, the bathroom is crowded and quick. You wipe down with a damp cloth. Clean clothes are rare. Laundry means a church day, a drop-in center, or hand washing in a sink. Food is next. You scan for a church breakfast.
I've hand washed clothes. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I go to the laundry, sometimes I don't. And as for food, the homeless shelter that we were at had food. And when I was homeless in my car, I still had a job. So I still bought food, still made food. Sometimes I would sleep on my friends' couches. Sometimes, they'd have a spare bedroom or I'd sleep in their bedroom, that kind of stuff. I was just couch surfing at that point. Anyways.
Soup kitchen, or use a few dollars for a dollar menu item. If you have SNAP, you can buy.
That part is very true. I remember whenever this was the first time of us being homeless, I would go crazy for an order of large fries at McDonald's. At that time, honestly, anything like Subway, that was like luxury to me. We'd have to save for a Subway day. That reminiscing, those were the times for sure. Hard times.
Groceries, but you can't cook much. You eat what you can carry. Hunger never feels far away. You plan your day around safety, weather, and places that won't push you out. The library is gold, warmth, outlets, a chair, a chance to look for day labor or services. You watch your bag the whole time. If you panhandle, you choose a corner with foot traffic and avoid conflict. Small bills add up slowly. Some days, nothing comes. Paperwork is a wall. No ID means no job, no shelter intake, no.
Again, a lot of people that are homeless have IDs. Maybe this video is giving the worst of the worst homeless situation for somebody, but most people that are homeless have IDs. I don't know if this is just coming from the lens of someone who's never been homeless.
Benefits. Getting ID takes time, fees, and an address you don't have. Healthcare is urgent care or a clinic visit you wait hours for. Meds are hard to keep safe. Sleep is hard to get. By evening, you choose where to bed down. A shelter has rules and lines. The street has noise and risk. You tuck valuables into your clothing and sleep lightly. Morning will come early and you will start again with water, food, and a plan to get through one more day. Deep poverty. You wake up in a small room you rent week to week or a crowded apartment you share to split costs.
I guess, according to this video, I'm in deep poverty. I am in it's a very small shed. My bed's over there. I have my desk here and then a little bit of a walkway down over here. As you can see that's the door right there. There's a shed door. I haven't painted it. Let's see what he's got to say.
The mattress is on the floor. Some nights the heat or AC doesn't work. You check your prepaid phone to see if service is still on. You count the bus passes left in your wallet. You plan the day around money. Breakfast is basic. Oatmeal, eggs, toast. You stretch groceries with coupons.
You're having breakfast? You have the money for breakfast? Sometimes I skip lunch and breakfast.
SNAP and food pantry days marked on a calendar. If you have kids, they eat school breakfast and lunch. You pack snacks from home because every dollar matters. Getting to work takes time. You wait for a bus that comes late, or you drive an old car with a check engine light you ignore. Your hours change week to week. Some days you get called in, some days you don't. You say yes to extra shifts, day labor, or gigs because you can't risk saying no. Tips and overtime keep the lights on. Bills are a puzzle you do every month. Rent is due, but the electric bill is behind. You choose which fee hurts less. You buy a money order because you avoid.
That part is 100% true. You choose what to be late on. Yeah, man, that kind of hits deep. So far 50-50 with this guy. But yeah, no, there's been many times where you have to choose between one or the other. If you don't pay this one bill, it would still it's not gonna impact you significantly as long as you pay it maybe a month or two down the line. Versus if you pay one other thing now, and then you just gotta always be playing with your money, man. Tough life. In terms of the poverty levels that I face, yeah, I've been homeless. Not as bad as this this video stated, I've been in deep poverty. There's been multiple times in my upbringing where my dad would just, I guess, use the money on, cocaine or whatever the heck, that we'd, miss out on rent money. Sometimes we wouldn't pay the electricity, so we'd have to use, candles. My mom would have to like warm up water if we had the access to warm up water to take baths. Sometimes we didn't have water, so we couldn't really flush. I've lived a pretty tough life. Not the toughest, I guess, in terms of what other people have been having to go through, but in terms of like overall average American, I've lived a pretty tough life. It's been pretty humbling, but you learn a lot of things, otherwise that you wouldn't be savvy to. So I'm still learning. We have our ups and downs in life. The present matters, but don't dwell on it too much because you got to keep pushing forward.
Bank overdrafts. Paperwork never ends. Healthcare is a clinic visit you schedule weeks out, or urgent care when pain won't wait. You have Medicaid or a discount plan, but time off work is...
I had, and I don't have it anymore. I had Medicaid, and I have gripes with Medicaid because the Medicaid dentists really messed up my teeth. They would give me root canals when I didn't need the root canals, just so they could bill Medicaid for the root canal. So these Medicaid dentists have really, really messed up my molars, man. I have my gripes. I can't even sue the guy because it's past the statute of limitations, and even then, I don't even remember the dude's name. All I know is that he was kind of in the area of Fort Worth, Texas, and he was an Asian guy in a practice kind of, tucked away. So if you know who I'm talking about, let me know so I could review bomb his business.
Unpaid. You put off dental work. You refill one prescription now, another next week. Laundry takes quarters at the laundromat. You time it to free Wi-Fi so you can check job postings. You fix things with duct tape, glue, and YouTube videos. You teach yourself how to stretch everything. Soap, gas, data, patience. At night, you check tomorrow's schedule again. You set 2 alarms. You make a list, call the landlord, reschedule the appointment, watch for the pantry opening. You sleep light, but under a roof, hoping nothing breaks and that next week's hours are enough. Working poor. You wake up before sunrise to an alarm on your phone. You rent a small apartment. The lease is month to month or a year. You share it with a partner, a kid, or a roommate to split costs. You check your bank app to see if the direct deposit hit. You make coffee at home. You pack lunch because buying food at work adds up. You commute by bus, or in an old car, you keep running. Gas and parking are planned to the dollar. You clock in a few minutes early. Your job is retail, warehouse, food service, or care work. You stand most of the shift. You move fast.
Why is blue collar work not in here? Like landscaping. That's what I currently do, actually. I guess now I'd be in working poor. Like this guy's got a combination of a couple different things because I don't have enough money for an apartment, clearly, if I'm in a shed. So, I once was like here. Like my life has been all like a roller coaster, right? I started off really low. I've worked myself up to the point where, I was doing fine. I got my own apartment in Texas after I, was sleeping in my car the second time I was homeless. I was doing all right. Things happened and, back down again. So, we recovering, type thing. You know what I'm saying?
You follow scripts. A manager tracks your time. Breaks are short. You say yes to extra hours when you can. At lunch, you eat what you packed. You check the schedule app to see next week's shifts. You try to swap a day so you can get to a school meeting or a doctor visit. Health insurance exists, but the deductible is high, so you avoid appointments unless you must. You stretch your shoes and your back. You count the hours for overtime rules. The day runs long. If daycare or pickup is covered, you stay late. If not, you leave on time and hope it doesn't cost you hours later. On the way home, you stop for groceries on sale. You use a loyalty card and coupons. You pay one bill online and push another to next week. You move $20 to savings, then pull it back when the tire hisses. At home,
that one's crazy, right? Though that one, you always try to save, but then something comes up, so you gotta touch the things that you said you weren't gonna touch. It's not exactly what I mean, but you know what I mean.
You cook a simple dinner. You throw a load of laundry in and set uniforms to dry. You open mail, a utility bill, a small credit card balance, a rent notice. You text about a weekend side gig. You watch a show on a shared plan. You start an online course for a certification and make it 10 minutes before your eyes close. You set 2 alarms, lay out tomorrow's clothes, and sleep 6 hours. In the morning, you'll check your balance, pack lunch, and do it again. Lower middle class. You wake up to an alarm in a small 2-bedroom apartment or a modest starter home.
Yeah, so I'm not even lower middle class. I guess I'm a combination of like, the one that I like past homeless and then working poor. Like I'm a combination of those two currently.
The place is clean but simple. You keep a running list on the fridge of bills and due dates. Coffee brews while you check your calendar. You have a steady job with set hours. Pay comes every other Friday. Health insurance and a small 401k match come out of each check. You budget in an app and auto-pay the essentials. Breakfast is quick: eggs, toast, fruit. If you have kids, you pack lunches and check homework. If not, you pack your own lunch to avoid the $12 cafeteria meal. You drive a reliable used car with a loan, or you take a commuter train with a monthly pass. Gas, insurance, and maintenance are planned expenses. You keep jumper cables and a tire gauge in the trunk. At work, your role is clear. You answer emails, manage...
I ain't gonna lie, cuz I don't got jumper cables or that thing that measures the tire. I ain't got none of that. Should I have that?
Orders, handle customers, or run reports. You stand or sit most of the day. You get a paid break and a lunch window. You know your schedule weeks ahead. You track your PTO and save a few hours for emergencies. You contribute a small percent to retirement and try not to touch your growing emergency fund. During lunch, you check your bank app. A utility bill posted. The student loan draft hits tomorrow. You move a little money into savings and leave a buffer for gas and groceries. You price shop between stores, buy some items in bulk, and use reward points. You replace things when they wear out, not when you want to. After work, you stop at the gym on a low-cost plan or walk the neighborhood. Dinner is cooked at home most nights. Streaming is your main entertainment. You keep 1 or 2 subscriptions and rotate them. You plan 1 short road trip a year and set aside cash for it. At night, you set out tomorrow's clothes, plug in your phone, and check the calendar again. You feel organized, you sleep with a list for the next day, and a small cushion in the bank. Middle class. You wake up in a 3-bedroom house or a nice apartment you plan to
Why'd they choose an Asian guy? A little Asian kid.
stay in. You have a mortgage or a stable lease. The heater, AC, and appliances work.
I don't think the middle class nowadays has a good mortgage. A certain group of people, BlackRock, buying up all of the houses so people could rent. You'll own nothing and be happy type of thing. I don't think the middle class exists anymore. Honestly, I do not think the middle class exists anymore. It's getting tough. I mean, you could probably get, like some good housing in unpopular areas or rural areas, but then even then, what are you going to do for your job? Most of the better jobs are in better areas, so then you kind of just have to just stick renting. I don't think most middle class, like the middle class now, makes 6 figures. So would you even consider that? Would you even consider that middle class? I don't know.
You set the coffee to brew on a timer. Your phone charges on a nightstand you bought new, not secondhand. You check a shared calendar. Paydays are steady. Bills are on autopay. You keep an
The shared calendar is kind of funny. I used to be a software developer, self-taught, by the way. It's kind of hard to find jobs around that right now, and even then, even if I could find one, just dealing with not product managers, but I forgot what they're called, but the people that oversee things that don't even know how to code. Those people are annoying to deal with. They want certain things at a certain time that they don't even understand or grasp. It kind of took the fun out of coding. I got into it for the money, yeah, but then I kind of enjoyed it for the sake of, being able to create certain things. And then my boss at the time said, oh yeah, that's going to fucking end real fast. And I didn't believe her at the time, but then I did understand that, the fun of it just kind of got sucked away by corporate. So yeah, not my kind of job personally. I don't enjoy it, and I think I'd off myself if I ever did it again, even money aside. Even now, I'm being phased out by AI as is anyway, so like I don't think my portfolio is impressive enough to even land another one. So it's kind of like a one and done kind of thing. At that time, yeah, I had a shared calendar and Outlook. So maybe then I was kind of middle class, but I just rented. I didn't have a mortgage. Anyways,
emergency fund and contribute to retirement every paycheck. Breakfast is simple but fresh. You have choices in the fridge.
I still didn't have breakfast. Why does this guy keep talking about breakfast? Not everybody eats breakfast. Sometimes, again, I don't even eat lunch. That's not even like a choice out of poverty. Sometimes I'm just lazy or I'm just waiting, One of the two.
If you have kids, you sign a form, pack lunches, and remind them about practice. If not, you make your own lunch or plan to buy one without stress. You drive a late model car under warranty or take a reliable train. Insurance, maintenance, and gas are routine. You pay your credit cards in full each month and collect points. At work, you have a defined role with some control over your day. You join meetings, answer messages, and work on projects that span weeks. You have paid time off and know when you'll take it. Health insurance and a 401k match are normal. You put 10 to 15% toward retirement, maybe more when there's a bonus. You also send money to a 529 or other savings goal. At lunch, you skim your bank app. A big expense posted, but the budget absorbed it. You adjust a sinking fund for home repairs, car tires, or braces. You compare quotes before you buy.
Yeah, I've never been at that level, unfortunately.
You plan for holidays and travel months ahead. After work, you stop at a gym you actually use or join a pickup game. Dinner is cooked at home most nights, with takeout once or twice a week. You schedule a plumber instead of trying to fix a hidden leak yourself. You book regular checkups and handle dental work before it hurts. In the evening, you help with homework, watch a show, or read. You order a birthday gift without checking your balance. You review tomorrow's tasks, set the coffee again, and sleep in a calm, tidy room. You feel stable, with margin for surprises. Upper middle class. You wake up in a quiet house.
I don't think that's the bedroom of someone that's upper middle class. I mean, like, there's some nice bedrooms, yeah, but like that bed frame, like, come on, the drapes. I don't know, man. That doesn't look like IKEA furniture. You know what I'm saying? Like, actual furniture is actually really, really expensive. So I don't think upper middle class is getting this type of stuff just yet.
Own in a good school district.
The good school district thing is important. Granted, whenever I had Section 8, there was one place in Plano, Texas at the time. It was a townhouse, the one townhouse that accepted Section 8, and that got us in a good school district whenever, we got out of the homeless shelter, again, around the age when I was 12. So, that one, if you're lucky enough or if you're blessed enough or, have enough faith, you can fit, you can figure stuff out for a good school district.
The thermostat set itself overnight. A robot vacuum hums in the hall. Your coffee maker starts on a schedule. You glance at your phone, work calendar, kids' activities, a reminder that the cleaner comes Friday. Most bills are auto-paid. Money moves each month into savings and investments.
My mom was a maid. That's how she, afterwards, whenever she dropped Section 8, she was a maid for, like, I guess upper middle class people, but they were more, like, they're upper middle class people. So, like, I wouldn't really consider them upper middle class, man. I mean, like, I guess they would, but, like, I don't know, maybe my perception of people having money is so skewed that I just, see maybe regular things as luxuries. I don't know, but, like, they had a lot of money. Like, most of their families had like at least $1 million, $2 million, tucked away in assets and investments and stuff like that. So would you really consider them upper middle class? I know like having $1 million doesn't just automatically make you a millionaire. Sure, it does on paper, but like realistically, you're still limited with $1 million. There's a lot more you could do. Don't get me wrong. You're still limited in the things that you can do. You can't just buy things all willy nilly or go here, here. Like being rich, like that's a achievement in and of itself. But like there has to be like another level above upper middle class. It's still kind of not middle class, but not rich. You know what I'm saying?
Without you touching it. Breakfast is fresh fruit, eggs, maybe yogurt cups set out for the kids. You drive a late model car that's paid off or close. Your partner drives something similar. Insurance, taxes, and maintenance are expected costs.
I hate to pause this fast again, but I don't think anyone that's upper middle class is driving a used mid 2010s Hyundai Elantra. That's not happening, especially with the way leases work nowadays, where you could get like a good modern car, like a 3 Series for like $400 a month. No, you're not getting a messed up Hyundai Elantra. No.
You keep a healthy emergency fund. You also put money into retirement and a regular investment account. Some of your pay comes as company stock that vests a few times a year, and you plan around those dates. Work is a professional role with responsibility. You lead a team, manage clients, write code, treat patients, or handle...
It's funny that he said write code, and that'd be equated to upper middle class, but not every coding job gets you to that point.
Complex projects. You have control over your schedule on most days. You may work from home twice a week. Health insurance is strong. You go to regular checkups and don't delay dental work. If you need a specialist, you book it. At lunch, you skim your budget app. A big annual bill posted, but the sinking fund covered it. College savings drafts tomorrow, you let it run. You book flights for a week-long trip months ahead and use points for one ticket. If something breaks at home, you call a pro. You value time, so you pay for lawn care and a monthly cleaner. After work, you stop at a gym with a trainer or you take a class. Dinner is often cooked at home with quality ingredients, but takeout is fine on busy nights. Kids have lessons or sports, you can afford the fees and gear. In the evening, you review tomorrow's agenda, sign a school form, and order a gift online without checking your balance. You donate to a cause you care about. You feel secure and future-focused, building wealth while living comfortably today. Comfortable rich millionaire. You wake up in a quiet home you own in a safe, high-demand neighborhood. The mortgage is manageable or nearly paid.
See, a house like that in Texas, like the Frisco area, that's probably going to be running you anywhere from, I don't know, like a solid 1.5. Like, not too expensive in the grand scheme of things, but still pretty pricey. Like, some of these comfortable rich people aren't buying houses like that. They're buying, like, the regular cookie-cutter floor plans that are in the neighborhoods in, like, Plano, Frisco. Like, that kind of house. They still go, like, into the upper sevens sometimes. But, not all of them look like that.
Off. You have space, a home office, a guest room, a yard, the thermostat, lights, and security run on schedules. Your coffee machine starts itself. A house cleaner comes every week or two.
Comfortable rich does not have security.
Lawn care is on a service plan. You buy time when you can. Your net worth is in the low millions. It sits in your home equity, retirement accounts, a taxable investment account, and maybe a rental or small business. You keep a large emergency fund. You carry strong insurance, including an umbrella policy. A CPA handles taxes. You use a financial advisor or follow a plan you understand. Money moves automatically to investments every month. You drive a late model luxury or near luxury car.
Comfortable rich people, unless you really care about cars, they're not driving a Rolls Royce. All right? Like most comfortable rich people do not care about a Rolls Royce. They're going to be driving like a Ford F-150. There's this guy that I know. Dude's actually pretty rich. I don't think he has any luxury cars, in fact. He drives a Chevy Silverado and probably one other car. He lives in a nice house. It's like about like $1 million, probably a little bit more. It doesn't look like it, like in terms of like that modern rich house, but like it has all the rooms, the theater room, all that kind of shebang, all that kind of stuff. But most of these people that are comfortable rich aren't spending money on Rolls Royces unless you're into cars. That's just not happening.
Paid off or on a low rate loan. Your partner drives something similar. Repairs and new tires are...
You're giving your spouse that probably isn't into cars an Audi RS7. And by the way, that's not even the newest model of RS7. Like that RS7, like this guy doesn't know anything about this kind of stuff. If like they're gonna have an RS7, they would have the brand new facelifted RS7 with all like the touchscreens and the upgraded infotainment and the Apple CarPlay, yada yada yada, all the bells and whistles. They wouldn't buy the previous, not facelift, but the previous generation RS7. Like that's something that someone would buy, like the upper middle class last person that's into cars that doesn't want to spend all the money on the newest R7. You buy this R7 for the V8 twin turbo, and then you modify it, and then you do some crazy stuff to it. That's the demographic who's buying an R7.
Routine, not a crisis. If your phone breaks, you replace it the same day. You buy quality and expect it to last. Work is senior level. You run a team, a practice, or your own company. Your calendar has meetings you control. You can take a true vacation and your income continues. You say no to work that doesn't fit. Healthcare is proactive. Regular checkups, specialists when needed, no delay for cost. During the day, you approve a home repair without shopping every quote. You book flights for a 2-week trip months ahead and pick solid seats. You donate to a school fundraiser and a cause you care about. If you have kids, you can afford activities, tutors, and maybe private school. If not, you fund hobbies, classes, and a gym you actually use. At night, you review investments, sign a document your accountant sent, and order a gift without checking your balance. You plan a home upgrade and a trip abroad next year. You feel set for today and on track for the future. Ultra rich, $100 million plus. You wake up in your primary home, a penthouse, or an estate.
I feel like we just skipped like an entire level. We went from comfortable rich to ultra rich. Like there is an in between. Yeah, when you make your first million, then you can make millions easier. But it's still like stepping stones to get to the 100 million net worth. There are people that are worth like 25 mil, 30 mil, 50 mil. They're not immediately going from 1 mil to 100 mil. And the lifestyle between the 1 mil to the 25 mil to the 50 mil to the 100 mil, completely different.
Oh, protagonist, you're living in a shed.
I've met people that have this amount of money or less than this amount of money. I've talked to them. I've networked, believe it or not. So I have a little bit of insight into this kind of world. Not as much as I would wish to criticize this video, but so far I'm not really vibing with this video. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief.
With staff who arrive before sunrise. The room is quiet, shades open on a schedule. Your phone shows a short brief from your chief of staff. Today's meetings, a travel window, a note about a donation, and a summary of markets. Your trainer meets you in a private gym. Breakfast is prepared by a chef. Security plans the route if you leave the property. Your money sits across
Security makes sense at that point.
public stocks, private companies, real estate, and cash. A family office, a small team that manages your money and life, runs the plan. You review a one-page dashboard, net worth, cash on hand, new deals, risks. Your general counsel flags legal items. Your tax team has filings ready. You approve and move on. You ride to your office or join a call from a quiet room at home. You meet founders, CEOs, bankers, or partners. You decide on big moves. Buy a company, sell a stake, fund a new round, or walk away. You don't chase small wins. You focus on a few decisions that move billions. Your assistant clears smaller tasks. Your publicist screens interviews and coordinates statements. Travel is flexible. If you fly today, a jet is wheels up on your schedule. You land close to the meeting and return the same day. Hotels greet you by name. Check-in takes minutes. You give money with intent. A foundation or donor-advised fund supports causes you name. You join a board, fund a lab, or build a program at a school. You check impact reports, not receipts. At home, repairs and projects move without you. The house manager handles it. Family plans are set on a shared calendar. You can attend a game, a recital, or host dinner with short notice. At night, you get a final update from the family office. Cash levels are fine, deals are moving, security confirms tomorrow's route. You choose your morning location and sleep knowing your time is protected and your options are wide. Billionaire. You wake up in one of several homes. Staff are already moving. Shades open. The room is quiet. Your chief of staff sends a short morning brief. Markets overnight, key headlines, today's meetings, travel options, and any issues that need your decision. Security reviews the plan for the day. Your trainer meets you in a private gym. Breakfast is simple and on time. The jet crew is on standby in case plans change. Most of your net worth sits in companies you own or lead. The rest is in public stocks, private deals, real estate, and cash. A family office runs the machine. Investments, taxes, legal, insurance, travel, property, staff. You meet with your investment lead to review one-page dashboards. Big numbers move with a few choices. Buy more, sell some, fund a new idea, or pass. Your work is picking the right problems. You meet a founder at 9, a head of state at 11, and your own CEO at 2. You ask short, direct questions and look for the part that matters. You make 2 or 3 major calls a day and delegate the rest. Your name moves prices, so your team manages announcements and timing. Lawyers check filings. PR shapes the message. Compliance boxes are checked before you press send. Travel is flexible. If you fly, the jet leaves on your schedule. If you stay, people come to you. Lunch is a short meeting. Calls fill the gaps. You get quick notes from your foundation on a hospital wing, a research grant, or a relief fund you support. You give at scale and track outcomes, not receipts. Late afternoon is family or personal time. You can show up at a game, a recital, or dinner with almost no notice. The house manager keeps life smooth. A private doctor handles care and screenings. At night, you...
For those of you wondering, the house manager is the modern day butler. This part, I mean, I don't really have too much gripes with. I don't know any single billionaire, so I wouldn't be able to tell you how accurate this is, but it does seem like it's kind of on track. I don't really feel like finishing this video. Like, I don't know. This video was like fitty, you know what I'm saying? It was like all worst case scenarios and best case scenarios, leaving no room for nuance, but then I guess that would make the video more complicated. But it's not taking into account averages or how these people would actually live. Like, the way the homeless was described, or like the working poor, or the poor people, or the middle class, upper middle class, to the comfortable rich, there was a lot of inaccuracies, I would say. A lot of accuracies, but a lot of inaccuracies in how these people would live their lives. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you would leave a like, comment, and subscribe, that would be phenomenal. If you don't want to do that, well, I guess I'm just going to go fall off of the cliff. All right, gentlemen and ladies, I hope you have a beautiful day.